Welcome to the Benzano Podcast, what we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Nobody cares. Go home. It just dawned on me this morning, folks. You think if the NBA was 2 months away from starting their season, the NBA that's in bed with Disney, ABC, ESPN, that they wouldn't tell their networks to start talking about their league to get the word out to the public of what's going on? You don't think they'd start pushing propaganda because they have so much money to lose if there's no season? If there's no NBA season, ESPN loses drastically. ABC, drastically. Disney, drastically. NBC, big money they lose. But why aren't they doing that with the WNBA? Why aren't they so worried and concerned that propaganda needs to be put out there to save the WNBA season, to put some pressure out there publicly? The only pressure we see are from content creators. You know, we got Annie Costabile from All the Sports. Yeah, ESPN puts out a couple articles. But as far as like media goes, mainstream media, your Stephen A. Smiths, your Colin Cowherd's, First Take, Jason Whitlock, First Things First with Nick Wright. As far as shows like that are concerned, they haven't uttered a single syllable about the WNBA and what's going on with CBA negotiations. Almost as if they just don't care. Almost as if the air is completely let out of the balloon. Now, I know Nick Wright yesterday talked about the most popular basketball stars currently going on, and Caitlin Clark's name got brought up, but that was Caitlin Clark's name, nothing about the WNBA. ESPN's silence on this matter kind of shows me they're indifferent about whether there's a season or not. They think that they can just throw something else in that time slot. They're not too much to lose if there's no WNBA season. The conversations that a league like if the NFL was months away from a lockout and the season was about to start, you think ESPN would be quiet about an NFL lockout? Not one bit. Let's get right into it. Please like the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. We have a former Major League Baseball executive sending out a warning to the WNBA players. The league's not going to take this. If there is a deal that is proposed that does not favor the league, that does not benefit the league is not going to take this. The owners need to, the players need to understand that. The players need to realize that. The owners aren't going to take this deal. Let's see what David Samson has to say. Former executive warns WNBA deal only happens on owners' terms. Uh-oh. Former executive warns a WNBA deal only happens on owners' terms, appeared first on Clutch Points. Of late, arguably the biggest talking point in women's basketball has been the never-ending negotiations between the WNBA and the Players Association over a new collective bargaining agreement. While both sides have shown some willingness to compromise over recent weeks, there still exists a comprehensive distance between an actual agreement. In the midst of it all, former Major League Baseball executive David Samson has claimed that the Players Association may have to accept that WNBA owners have the advantage, and an agreement will only come as a result of a strike or a compromise on their end. They need to take the deal. The owners have the advantage. And by strike, he means the players strike and they just bleed out of money and they come back to the table and accept the deal. Quote, will there be a compromise at the 11th hour? You certainly would like to think so, but a compromise that is not weighted toward the owners is not going to happen. So if you are a WNBA player out there or somebody who is involved in the WNBA Players Association, please take this message seriously, he explained during the Nothing Personal with David Samson podcast. Talked about this podcast over at the venue earlier today. He also mentioned in this podcast that if you're the players and you're the owners, well, the owners see that the air is is falling out of the balloon. Falling out of the balloon. You guys understand. The owners see that a lot of the excitement around the league has dwindled. The owners see that. The players are stuck in their own little balloon, their own little bubble. They think it's all roses and daisies outside still. The owners see a different picture. They see the Caitlin Clark picture and the everybody else picture. The one stimulus package, Caitlin Clark. It's only going to come around once in a lifetime. This is the one time, because 30 years proved it's not coming. The former Miami Marlins president claimed that the players' demands simply do not fall in line with the business plan of WNBA franchises, and any deal will not be straightforward simply because of the nature of the payments that the Players Association continues to demand. Quote, when the Players Association wants to say to owners, you're having expansion fees, relocation fees, you're getting a one-time signing bonus from your broadcast partners. All of those one-time events are not calculated in terms of viability of a business. And the more the players want to tell owners to count relocation fees and expansion fees as part of going forward revenue, the more I guarantee there will not be a deal to be done. In other words, the players are clueless. They want something that they're not entitled to. Still, the latest counter proposal from the Players Union reflects movement. The Players Association lowered its revenue sharing request to an average of roughly 27.5% of gross league revenue, beginning at 25% in year one, alongside a proposed salary cap below $9.5 million. That marks a significant step down from the union's earlier ask of 31% gross with a $10.5 million cap. Now, I'm going to say this because I did hear about Nneka Ogwumike and the 50% and the 40%. Let's just have two separate thoughts. Let's say what Nneka is saying is true. Well, going from a ridiculous demand like 50 to 40% to a less ridiculous but still ridiculous demand of 30% doesn't take the ridiculousness away from it. Shout out to Rob Dyrdek. Going from an absurd ask to another absurd ask doesn't take away the absurdity of what you're asking for. But now let's take number two. Her saying 50%, 40% is the first time I've seen it. And I like to say I've been following this pretty closely, wouldn't you say? We've all been following this pretty closely. Shout out to everybody who comes and supports the channel. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it all. Have we heard 50% from the players? Have we heard 40% from the players? So is Nneka Ogwumike just making up numbers that weren't reported? Oh, suddenly Annie Constable, oh, she missed that one update. Oh, Alexa Philippou, she missed that one update. Oh, the convenient update that makes the players look like they came down 10 to 20%, depending on what number you listen to. We just happened to miss that update. If it was updated, link it below in the comment section. I'll take a look. Ownership projections indicate the union's proposal could result in approximately $460 million in cumulative losses across the life of the agreement, which continues to be the major reason why a deal still seems some distance away. Under the league's framework, the 2026 salary cap would jump to roughly $5.65 million, a dramatic rise from about $1.5 in 2025. Maximum total compensation, including revenue sharing, could reach around $1.3 million in 2026 and approach $2 million by 2031, compared with a 2025 supermax of $249,000 and an average salary around $120K. That, in addition to the Players Association's demand for guaranteed housing, means that despite the ticking clock, further compromise from the Players Association may be inevitable, just as Samson projects. The players need to compromise, not ask for, okay, well, they said no to 27.5%. What about 26, owners? What about 26? 26? Going once, going twice? Oh, damn. They shot that down too. All right, they shot down 26. All right. What about 25? 25 going once, no? Oh, man. That's not moving the needle. That's not moving the needle. Let's just say the owners are willing to budge a little bit. You need to come down to like sub 20% maybe. Maybe you can stop at 20 and then start meeting around that 17% mark, if that's even a possibility. But you saying you want more than 20%, I just don't think that's happening. And if I don't take that seriously, if Mark Cuban doesn't take that seriously, if David Samson doesn't take that seriously, if all these people that have been involved in sports leagues and team building and team ownership don't take that seriously, how can you expect the league and the owners to take that seriously? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Do you not find it odd that ESPN is quiet about this? WNBA, after the big boom, Caitlin Clark only plays in 13 games, misses the whole entire second season damn near, and now we're about to get a lockout, and no one's talking about it? Not even a company that has invested interest in the league succeeding? And they're not even talking about it? Interesting. Subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.